Job's not finished.
Job is not finished. Job. Not finished. See, what do you think of my triple, though? Like my bigger room? I mean, it's basically double the size of my previous room.
And we'd be able to film like a lot of content from here too, because like, or maybe like little snippets of our game day vlogs, like starting in the morning, like, all right, we're headed to a noon game, just waking up, like you're gonna be over there, I'll be over here.
Fire. 2 tripods set up.
Yeah.
Oh man, we've been sleeping all night with the cameras on. Ugh. All right,
You ready?
bro. I was born ready. I feel like though that we didn't get any like funny content to start off with, but I have nothing funny to say right now. Like my little Spider-Man birthday card over there.
Yeah.
That's pretty pimpin'.
I sent it to you.
Oh, did you really,
Yeah, that was me.
sweetheart? Wow.
I like
Yeah.
the Raiders helmet.
I don't. Welcome back to the Bench the Mic podcast. I am Caleb Foltz, also known as CF3.
I am Chris Cortez, also known as Chris Cortez.
And today, today, we are getting into the Miami versus Cincy Victory Bell rivalry in Oxford, Ohio at, what was the name of the field?
Yager Stadium.
Yager Stadium Field on the Miami University campus, Ohio.
Lovely Oxford, Ohio.
Red Hawk Nation, let's ride. Game day experience. We're diving right into that. So we're going to dive into the stats, food review, stadium atmosphere, the jersey combos, everything we kind of talked about in the game day experience, but kind of diving more into it in this podcast. It was great to have our very first episode of season 2 of the Bench Night podcast. Technically our first full season because we started the season 1 way late.
Season 2, we started in Michigan Panthers.
Well, yeah, but this is like
The first
the fall,
true, yeah.
the fall, like the football season.
The
first.
the meat and potatoes part of it.
Exactly, the meat and potatoes. We already ate the rolls that came out, the appetizers. Now it's time for the meat and the potatoes and the gravy.
Yeah.
And Miami, Ohio did a great job.
What a host they were.
What a host. Too bad they keep adding to our losing record.
Oh yeah. 7-9, or is it 7-10?
7-9.
7-9. Come on, guys.
7-9.
Oh, hope we don't jinx your team next. Not next week. Saturday.
You better watch your mouth, kid. You better watch your mouth. We're coming with a fat dub against Trine Thunder. We're calling it right now.
Absolutely. We're gonna be live in Trine at what? When's this posting? 9 a.m. 10 a.m. When do you post these?
I post them at 7 a.m. on Saturday.
7 a.m. We will be in Trine in 12 hours after the video is posted. So catch us there. Let us know if you're going.
Let us know if you're going. But yes, very pumped for that game. Bluffton's first win of the season will also be the BTM's first season 2 win of the season for them.
It will be.
Very pumped for that.
I said in Trine. That was a lie. Sorry. They're going to be playing Trine. It's going to be in Bluffton, Ohio, guys.
Gotcha. I thought you meant like in Trine. I meant like as Trine is, like in Trine. Like
yeah. I'm glad I caught myself. We're going to be in Bluffton, Ohio, guys.
Bluffton, Ohio. Trine is coming to Alumni Field to take on.
Is it Alumni Field or is it Salzman Stadium?
It's
What should I label this as?
It's Alumni Field at Salzman Stadium.
So should I just say Alumni Field then? Like live at Alumni Field?
I think you could say Alumni Field at Salzman Stadium. Like add that little pizzazz to it.
Pizzazz to it.
Yeah.
Kind of like it's like in between a mouthful or like spicy. I don't know.
Too spicy. But yes, the Miami game, guys. So we're going to start with stats. Chris, do you have stats from the game?
I do have the stats from the game. Let's see. Box score.
The box score. The final score was
27-16 in favor of the Bearcats of Cincinnati.
Bearcats.
Total yards, way closer than I thought. I thought Cincinnati just dominated with the ground game. But apparently, according to ESPN, per ESPN stats, total yards, Cincinnati won the total yards, of course, 401 to 380. A lot closer than I thought.
And all-purpose yards? That's all-purpose?
All-purpose yards. Total yards.
No, because I think Miami did a good job slinging the ball up and down the field. I think, but Cincinnati did a good job balancing the ball out, I think. Because that QB took off a little bit, too.
That running back that they had, Evan Pryor, I think is what his name was.
Yeah.
He's from Ohio State.
He transferred?
Transferred.
Wow. He did not look that. I mean, he looked good, but not like Ohio State good.
He was that 65-yard touchdown run. Remember that big long touchdown? That was him, Evan Pryor.
Are you serious?
Yeah, that was him.
Didn't he? What high school? Isn't he from like Hubbard High School or something like that, or something like.
He might. I think I recognize. Like, I know what you're talking about. Like, he's from.
Because my
recognizable.
teammate that was tied in at Mount my freshman year, he said he played with him. I believe.
Yeah, I remember you saying that.
Yeah. Yeah. So what was their passing statistics? Because Miami had Gabbert slinging that ball.
Yeah, they had Big Brett. Brett Gabbert.
Gabbert, not
that
brother.
makes sense. I'm glad you say that though, with the all-purpose yards. It makes sense now. Miami had 380 total yards. Brett Gabbert passed for 339. He was 339.
He was the whole offense.
Yeah, he was the offense.
He was fighting for his life out there too. I thought the O-line just did not do a
QB rating
job.
of 43.5. That is really low for throwing for 339 and 9.7.
Well, I mean, he
average.
was throwing the ball every game. I mean, he threw the ball out of bounds so much. I felt like in that second half.
Yeah, but he went 23 for 35. I wouldn't say that's horrible though.
But I think
I don't know. And 2 touchdowns, but he did throw a pick though. He did have one pick.
He did throw a pick. I mean, dang it, Gabbert playing like your older brother after the 2015 season.
Yeah.
After that nice little NFC or AFC run.
Henry Hessen, he's the quarterback that came in when the game was out of hand.
Yes.
Threw for 2 for 4, 17 yards, 4.3 average, QB rating of 55.1.
55.1.
Yeah.
WKXA
Cincinnati's sophomore Brendan Sorsby, 21 for 34, 186, 5.5 average, 1 touchdown, 58.9 QB rating.
So neither of the QBs were phenomenal that day.
No, I think we touched this because I watched on the way here. We kind of just summed it up. At least in the first halftime report, we said that both offenses were absolutely atrocious. They were stinky.
Yeah.
They both stink, and but both defenses were absolutely elite in this game.
Both defenses were fun to watch. I really enjoyed it.
Yeah.
But yeah, I don't know. I think Cincinnati's defense had more pizzazz to it, though. I did like Cincy's offense had a little more pizzazz to it.
Mm-hmm.
I think they really just did a good job of getting the ball up and on the field, and like when they made big plays, they made big plays.
Yeah. Corey Kiner, he was the one in our pregame show. He was the running back that we were talking about on players to look out for. He rushed for, he had 21 carries, 126 yards, 6 yards per carry, and a touchdown. Longest rushing was 40 yards.
That's like above. I think that's above average. That's a little bit above average.
Above average. That's amazing. That is amazing. 6 yards a carry.
21 carries though.
6 yards per carry though. That's a first down every other run.
That is true.
6 yards a carry.
I'm thinking of like Derrick
crazy.
Henry, 10 yards a carry. Like I'd say it's above average. It's not phenomenal.
I would say that is amazing. 6 yards a carry.
How many yards
is
do you have?
Awesome.
120, you said?
126 on 21 carries.
21 carries.
So that 6 yards a carry. That's amazing.
That'd probably take Najee Harris probably like another 40 carries just to get that.
Yeah, Najee Harris would have like 2 yards a carry.
Yeah, he would.
Let me pull up Derrick Henry's
That guy's
stats
so
last
funny.
I love Najee Harris. We dog on him a lot on this podcast, but I love the guy. I love Najee. Yeah. I have him on my fantasy team. He's on the bench though, but he's just there because I like him.
Wait, what fantasy teams are you on? Because
I think I'm in some random league.
Yeah, because we didn't go through with ours.
No, well, it's not we couldn't go through. We didn't have enough people.
Oh shoot.
Yeah.
You only had like 4 people sign up.
Yeah.
Guys,
what are you doing, guys?
What are you doing? Sign up.
Sign up, guys.
Because last year we had a bunch, or like for the basketball.
It was on the bat. I think it's because more people are invested in that, and that it's just easier to fill out a bracket rather than going and getting in the draft and picking like 100 or like not 100 but like 20 guys for a team.
Yeah, that is pretty annoying. Yeah,
we'll get there.
Yeah, we didn't go through with it. Sorry, guys. No BTM football fantasy this year, but next year we'll make it happen.
We'll try again next year.
We will try again. Should have done a better job of sharing it though. It was kind of last minute.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Nah, that was our first time trying it.
It was.
Okay. This year, Derrick Henry has 4.2 yards a carry.
So this guy is better.
Yeah. This was a great game.
No.
Evan Pryor, 3 carries, 76 yards, 25.3 yards per carry, and a touchdown. And then it was just like Brendan Sorsby, 7 carries for 10 yards. Chance Williams, 3 yards. Yeah. Miami, I would say Cincinnati's run defense was the difference in this game. Because the best rusher on Miami, Kevin Davis, 3 carries for 14 yards. Then Henry Hessen, 2 carries for 13 yards. Then Keon Mosey, 7 carries for 13 yards. And then, yeah, it was just downhill after that.
So they rotated like 3 running backs in?
They had, excuse me, 1, 2, 3. They had 4 running backs in the game.
They had 4 running backs.
Miami had 4 running backs.
Why? Why that many?
I have
rotating
no
in and
idea.
out. Well, they do sling the ball every play. I don't know why they have so many running backs in.
Yeah. But I would say that was the difference of the game. Cincinnati, they put the clamps down on their run defense.
Question for you though: is Gabbert overrated in your opinion? Is he overrated? Then what do you like? Is he living up to the Gabbert name? You think?
I would say he was not bad this game.
I don't think he was bad.
His offensive line sold
It
on
did.
a lot of those pass plays.
I feel like he had a lot of miscommunication with the receivers too,
Yeah.
like overthrows and just
And
like
plus,
routes.
Cincinnati's had a really bad season last season. They were bad. They stunk last season, but they got a lot of guys coming back. They got a couple transfers. Brendan Sorsby, I think, is his first year starting because they had, I think, Emory Jones last year, and he stunk. He was bad. He's not even on the team anymore. But I think this is gonna.
What
I think
happened to him?
Cincinnati's gonna.
He
be,
got cut.
He might have either graduated or transferred out. I don't remember, but no, Cincinnati. They're going to be tough out in the Big 12 this year. I think.
You think they're going to be tough?
I think they'll be a tough out in the Big 12. I think they'll be good. I think they'll at least go 6-6 and be bowl eligible.
That's fair.
I think they at least go 6.
That's a fair take. That's not really like a cold tea hot take. That's a fair take.
I'd say they go at least 6-6.
Yeah, it's nothing crazy or wild for sure. Any more statistics that we want to share, Chris?
Third down, Cincinnati went 7 for 15. Miami went 5 for 13. Fourth down,
Wow.
Cincinnati went 1 for 1. Miami went 0 for 2. It's
I don't even know what to say to that.
Miami was atrocious on third down. That was also a difference maker too. They just could not convert when it mattered most. And Cincinnati 7 for 15. That's like what 45%.
Yeah, well, I just feel
Not good either, but like it's better.
I just felt like Miami couldn't do the little things right. Like
No.
even in the first half, the only plays they had were like failed run, failed short pass, but then they hit like a deep dig across the middle. Like that one play, like it was one of the very first plays of the game. They hit like a guy for a deep like dig, and he took it for like good 20-yard run after the catch. But then like they just couldn't move the ball after that. Like they got lucky on like the plays that were big. There was no like actual like good football being played.
Like no methodical drive.
Yeah.
Like it was just they either got a big play or they didn't.
And the only thing that actually had them moving was they kept running like hitches in the fourth quarter, but Cincinnati's corners were playing like 20 yards off.
Yeah.
And they were just like pumping up and down the field for a little bit, but the game was over by that point.
So maybe Brett's numbers were just inflated by the fluke plays and the cushions that the DBs were giving at the end of the game.
Yeah. But like that one red zone,
Phone recording.
it is recording still. Okay.
Check again. Cool. I mean, that's why we switched up our game plan, and you're just gonna have to look
Yeah.
at that.
All right, sorry guys, technical difficulties again. I don't know what's going on with my MacBook and my setup, but we'll get it figured out for next
That
podcast.
two podcasts in a row?
Two
Or is
podcasts
that-
in a-
or is that the one that happened before the last one?
I think it was before, so it's every other one. I guess now it's messing up. But yeah, so what I was saying is in the red zone drive, there was like 3 plays before that where like the tight end like dove and fumbled it in the end zone, and Cincinnati picked it up and it was like a challenge. But like the 3 plays before that, it was just straight chaos with Miami. It was just so unfortunate.
I think we got that in the vlog because we're all like cheering in the student section, and then we're all just stopping, and there's just Kendra going, yeah.
Yeah, yep, that wasn't that moment. I got like 2 more clips in between that, but it just didn't make sense. I just like got rid of them.
Yeah.
It's hard to be an editor sometimes.
But overall for the stats, I mean, I guess to wrap up the stats section, not really much to say here. Cincinnati they pounded the rock. Miami rode the arm of Brett Gabbert, and they were going to lose. They were going to win or lose on the arm of Brett. 2 turnovers for Miami, and 1 turnover for Cincy. I mean, Miami won the penalty game though. 2 penalties for 10 yards.
They
Cincinnati-
won the penalty
Yeah,
game.
Cincinnati had 5 penalties for 35 yards. But other than that, both offenses were kind of bad.
I wanted to bring this up to you, Chris.
Yeah,
so,
what's up?
This comedian that I watch, Chris D'Elia, he just has this podcast episode where he talks about how he thinks, because he already has like a joke on stage about baseball announcers, and I do the swing and a mess thing.
Yeah.
He said that it made me die. It won't be as funny for me telling it to you, but I need to tell you this. He thought that like, what if baseball announcers just keep talking like that after the game's over? It's like, I am heading to my car, sticking the keys in, I'm hungry. Like,
I think
swinging a ball 4.
I think Joe Buck did that during lockdown. You know who Joe Buck is, right?
No idea.
He's an NFL announcer. I think he did that during COVID. Like he would be playing with his kid and he'd be posting on social media during our lockdown. And he was like, "And right here, little Tommy, he's picking up his binky. He's gonna put it in his mouth now. What do you think, Joe?"
That's actually really good. Like, I don't know. I just think it's so funny how like announcers just talk, bro, and like especially baseball announcers. They'll talk about like, my kids left me Saturday night, strike 1. The Yankees aren't having the greatest season, but wondering when my kids will come back. Ball 1.
Wow.
1-1. Blue says. Man on third. Ball 1. I just really enjoy those moments with Crystalia. And I think it's hilarious that baseball announcers be talking about that. Recently there was an argument on baseball. There was an argument, I guess, like, between the announcers. Like, he's like, I can't remember who said it, but it was some game, and he was like, I know you don't like to go out and work with me, and you like to work with this other announcer. And then they started doing shots at each other, and it was so funny. It was so insecure. I'm going to show you the clip after this. So, but yeah, moving on back to Miami game. Let's move on to the uniforms.
Great uniform matchup.
Among
the best uniform matchups that we've ever seen.
And the fact that the crowd was wearing red and white and black, oh my golly gosh.
That was amazing.
And the student section was all wearing these red
bucket hats.
Yeah, that was awesome.
I told him when we got, because we had dinner at my place when we got back, I was like, man, we looked like just total frat guys.
It was so sick.
If frat guys had a look, we looked like frat guys.
We are frat guys. I loved it.
Yeah.
Yeah. It was also cool to see our frat friend from high school. He's in a frat in Miami, and it was good to see. I haven't seen him since
graduation.
Yeah. So
but that was great to see. I'm glad he's doing well.
Yeah, glad he's doing well. Shout out to you, Grant. Thanks for being a supporter of the podcast. But yeah, it was a blast. Going back to the uniforms though, white helmet, red jerseys, white pants for Miami, and it was black helmets,
black face mask, white jersey with black pants for Cincinnati.
Fire matchup.
Awesome.
And like Cincinnati had like little red and black accents on the white jersey.
Mm-hmm.
I think they're Under Armour, and Miami is Adidas.
Miami's Adidas,
but
they do it right. They're the one school that does Adidas right. Every other school is horrible.
I hate
Adidas is horrible.
Yeah, but Miami does a great job. Loved it. It was cool seeing Gabbert play in the Miami uniforms. It was cool to like see him at such an elite QB play in MAC uniforms. I know it's weird to say, but it is cool.
Yeah.
And a notable name like Gabbert is just awesome. And I think it's an experience we can talk about in the future as well. Like we saw Blaine Gabbert's little brother play.
Yeah. Oh yeah. There's just you never know who you're gonna find in these like small group of 5 conferences. You never know who you're gonna find. Like for example, Frank Gore Jr. Down at Southern Miss. I know he's not there anymore, but like that would have been cool seeing Frank Gore's son play at Southern Miss.
Any NFL kid's son or like nephew, cousin, whatever. Like that's so cool. Like all the relationships among football and like it's all networking in one big family.
It is.
But yeah, the uniforms fire. My take though was I think Cincinnati won the uniform matchup. I just think I'm never a fan of mixing black and white ever, but I just think Cincinnati did it right. I just think they look good.
I just think it fits their brand.
It does. It is.
I just think because
they've always worn that. I see their mascot.
They've always worn those uniforms, I would say, but I got to go with the MAC school here. Like I guess
Miami.
you could call me biased, but I really like Miami's. it's unchanged.
And it's like, you can't go wrong with all white either. I mean, all white helmet, all white pants.
I mean, they were showing like legends of the school, and they were showing Ben Roethlisberger. He wore the exact same uniform. It was lower quality because it was back in like 2001, 2002, but same exact uniform. I just think seeing uniforms that are unchanged is amazing, and that goes for like that. Boston Celtics, New York Yankees, Patriots. That you name a legendary team. Their uniforms are unchanged, and I think seeing those in person are awesome.
Absolutely. Yeah, I mean, nothing much really to say about that one. Definitely not one of my like favorite matchups ever in terms of uniforms, but I think it was a cool matchup in terms of uniforms.
We'll have to make a video about that someday when we go to enough games. Like our favorite uniform matchups.
I think you still know mine. It's the BG versus Western Michigan. That was a great matchup.
You loved that one, and you loved the Minnesota. I'd say that's probably your number 2.
I was just about to say that Minnesota was like a great matchup, but the maroon versus the Bowling Green's white and orange, like loved that look.
Yeah.
I'm excited to see Bowling Greens in the uniforms though.
Oh my goodness, dude! Seeing the orange ones, I don't think they'll wear those for the homecoming game because they've only had that home game, so they have to break out the all browns. The all brown uniforms, they do it right now. They look so good.
I'm pumped. That's all I can say because they're aren't they called like the retro?
Yeah,
They're called like they're like. This is great because then we just have this conversation like during the summer of like the NFL should do throwback uniforms all the time.
yeah,
BG's literally all the uniforms are all throwback.
yeah.
That is so sick.
It is.
That's
And
the
we're going
coolest
to get
thing.
to see probably, if not like a top 3 uniform from the Sun Belt, too. I love Old Dominion's uniforms.
I need to look at them sometime.
We'll have to.
Which
We'll
review
cover that.
on the Game Day Experience and the podcast following that. Stay tuned.
Facilities?
Facilities, Miami. Love
Oh, my
You're
goodness.
rich. You're rich. The tailgating was insane. The stadium is probably the best in the MAC. One of the best in the MAC. Well,
I'd say
Ohio
that goes to
University.
Toledo.
Best what
stadium
about Ohio
goes to
University?
Toledo. I've never been there. You've been there. I haven't.
I've only seen pictures.
I mean, their rivalry, I guess their quote-unquote
Well, actually,
big
I drove
rivalry
past.
with
I drove
the MAC.
past it. I think actually.
Did you?
I think I've passed it on like a road or like going through the campus. I've been through the campus. I don't. Where's it at?
Athens.
You know? Yeah, I know where that. But like, do you know? Is it near the campus? It's like.
Athens. If Athens is near the campus?
No, I'm saying is the stadium.
Yeah,
near
it's
the
like it's like on the river, but it's in the
definitely. I think I've definitely passed it. 'Cause I've been in Athens several times. I want to say.
It's the oldest school in Ohio, believe it or not.
Really?
Yep.
Didn't know that.
Ohio's oldest school is Ohio University.
I think Bluffton's up there though. It's got to be. Bluffton was like in the 8. Like
All the little D3 schools are super ancient. I think I pointed out one time, like going to a D3 game is like stepping back in
Yeah, but
time
what
because they're
D3s
all from like 1880, 1890.
what D3 schools do you know that use like the same original buildings? Our library and our college hall, and then also Berkey, our old science building, is like the Berkey's the oldest science building, or the oldest building on campus, and it was like it's like original to like when university was the university.
Interesting.
Yeah, so like it's so weird how that works out.
Little factoid I didn't know, but
Yeah.
yeah, Miami's facilities, like I said,
Phenomenal.
I have not been to a more beautiful campus. The only one that I would put up against it would be James Madison, but that's because of the setting of the mountains that it's in. If it wasn't for that, Miami would take it 100%.
And also, it's fall. The leaves are falling down. Nuts were on the ground.
Yep.
Squirrels were out and about. Tailgating was insane. Like just walking up to facilities.
and
was
it's just for me, it's
beautiful.
the red brick of
The
everything.
red brick, yes. And they have the MAC logos. Oh, I'm sorry, all the MAC teams and the MAC logo on the home stands, on the backs of the home stands. That was
Yeah.
also, and it's the old, like, actual cool looking MAC logos before they changed it all.
Like
the
the-
old
like
Akron.
the kangaroo from Akron.
Yes. And the old Buffalo.
Yep.
Like, that was really cool. Dude, Miami does such a great job. And they have, like, circles, like, of, like, the player shots around it. That was really cool. It's such a good aesthetic, and like the building that like their athletic complex that they can walk out from to the field. Love it.
Ben built that building with his money.
I think did you say that in the vlog?
I don't know if I did or not.
I think you might have said it
guess
to me at the game.
I'm saying it now just in case if I didn't.
Yeah, it was super sick, and
Yeah, seeing his jersey retired, like the number on there.
7, and like the fact that he was from 10 minutes, 10, 15 minutes that way. It's
Yeah.
crazy.
We should definitely go to a Finley game. Like we went to watch Ben Roethlisberger's high school play or something.
Yeah, and we'll
Definitely
put like Ryan Montgomery in the thumbnail too, even though he's out for the
Even though he-
season.
Hope you do well at Georgia, man. That really sucks that
Yeah.
happened week 1. Ugh.
I guess the QB that was his backup though, they say it's better than he's even better than Ryan. I guess because he's already has like offers from like Kentucky and stuff like that.
I haven't heard about any offers, but I know like he broke like the single game passing record or something like that on like a second or third start of the season.
Yeah.
I don't know.
Lima Senior's QB going crazy, which we're definitely gonna cover that in the future. Stay tuned for that.
Yes, stay tuned for that.
But let's get back into Miami. We keep getting off topic here, but
I love their scoreboard though.
Miami's.
All like the bricks,
Jumbotron.
pillars, and the big jumbotron, the
Yeah.
sound system, and
With
I
the
love
retired numbers
yeah.
on the poles.
And I
pillars.
love how they have like all of their accomplishments on the backside of their scoreboard too, like winningest team in the MAC, 700 plus wins.
And the fact that the board's so big, they're bragging so hard. Like I mean, it hits you in the face as soon as you walk in the gate.
Yeah.
It was probably like 30, 40 feet tall. It's probably like 60 feet wide. No, actually, I don't know how big it is, but like it's like it just hits you right in the face. Like, you can't miss it. It's a giant billboard basically on the backside.
Crazy.
They're bragging every time you walk in there. It's kind of intimidating.
I
in a way.
think they're statistically the most successful group of 5 team like in the history of group of 5 Because I think they're the only one with 700+ wins all time.
Honestly, though, I don't feel like Miami doesn't look like they belong in the MAC based on their facilities. They don't look like they belong in the MAC.
No, they based
don't.
on facilities alone, they definitely don't.
Yeah.
It's up there with probably the best I've ever seen.
But also, I don't really have a valid opinion because I've only been to Kent State, Akron, Bowling Green, and now Miami. Is that it? We went to Western Michigan.
Western belongs in the MAC.
Yeah,
Western's a MAC team.
they're still pretty
Green's
nice though. It's just they're outside of the stadium and the athletic complex is like ugh.
We went during an time of the year.
We did go to during time of the year, but yeah, Miami it stands alone.
You guys do it right, man. Miami. Love all the trees, the drive, the countryside.
Oxford's just a beautiful area, just beautiful. Even just like 5-10 minutes out of it's beautiful.
Him and I definitely want to move like away from here, at least ideally. But I was telling him on the way down, if there's one place I could live in Ohio, if I had to stay in the state, it would be Oxford. I'd love to live in Oxford.
I have the cost of living's gotta be crazy though.
Oh my goodness. We made a joke. We're like, all the wealth in Ohio, 90% of the wealth in Ohio just resides in Oxford.
In Oxford, Ohio. That's funny. Yeah. Okay, so I think we kind of covered that enough. So what food segment? The food segment.
I had a hot dog. I was really hungry. Ate it. Then Caleb's like, why'd you eat it?
I was so mad, bro.
Bloody red mad.
Blood red mad. He ate it before I even could grab napkins to go.
Starving, man.
Yeah.
I was starving.
And it was like a little hot dog. It was like, no, please. And he just, and it was gone. And yeah. So, and then I had chicken strips, right?
Chicken strips.
And then I had a giant souvenir cup. And they're like, I bought it, and like, yes, there's refills. And then I went to go get a refill, and they're like, $6.
$6.
So mad. I hate you, Miami. Just for that.
This man, if you could just see in real time, this man's soul was crushed. I've never seen a man so beside himself in my entire life.
And the souvenir cup was like, what, $8, something like that? It was something crazy. And they were like $6 refill.
I mean, the stereotype. I mean, Kendra said it in their student section down in Cincy. They're chanting, "Daddy's money." I mean, that maybe $6 is free to them because they got so much money.
They didn't realize they even have money. They're just throwing out green paper.
Yeah.
But yeah, so my chicken strips, I would say, what I gave them a 7 out of 10, I think.
Something
now
like
let's get the Blue Jays. And then like the drink was good, but it was like 10 out of 10, but then it dropped to negative 3 out of 10 because of the situation in Miami. So I think, what did I get, like a mist twist or like some sort of like Sprite, I think, something like that. What was your hot dog? What'd you rate it? You remember?
I gave it a 7.5. It was above average of hot dogs, but like, I just think for football hot dogs, it was really good. But I don't know, just the aura behind eating a hot dog at a baseball game can't be beat.
Yeah, you can't eat a hot dog at a football game, in my opinion. I feel like football is like nachos or something like that.
I think we talked about it. Like, it's nachos and chicken strip buckets for football games.
Yeah, it's like I don't think I eat a hot dog. Maybe popcorn, but I could not eat a hot dog at a football game. I couldn't do it unless there's no other option.
Mm-hmm. But yeah, but this hot dog, it was good. It was big. I don't know how to describe it.
It was a nice big hot dog.
It was a nice big girthy hot dog. It's.
Come on, bro.
It tasted good.
Oh,
with ketchup.
All right, the big girthy hot dog tasted good. Chris Cortez 2024. But yeah, guys, that is kind of the end of the food segment. Do you have any other things you want to cover from the Miami game? I mean, I think the overall experience for Miami, the atmosphere, the tailgating, like just
was great.
Go to and from the game, being there. I mean, dude, it's Maction. It's Mac. Well, it's not Maction, but it's Mac.
Yeah, I would say Western has a better stadium. I like Western Stadium better, but if I had to bring somebody, from outside of the country to a MAC football game, and if I had to pick one stadium, I'd take him to a Miami Redhawks game. I think they're as MAC as Maction can get.
Yeah, I really enjoyed my time, but also we talked to Grant, our frat friend, and he said that none of their football games are like what that was. There is truth behind that because I went to the BG game last year, and it was even their family weekend. Stands were empty. Wow.
Empty stands. Ugh. Empty stands. But this one, though, we went to the perfect one to go to. Students, I guess, when they're there, they are electric.
And it was awesome.
It was the
And they love to drink.
yes, they do.
They do love to drink.
They do love to drink down there.
Yes.
Water, of course.
Water. Lots of brown colored water.
Lots of brown colored water
Yes.
that has a certain smell.
Yes.
But it was pretty cool being there when they had the all-time record for student attendance.
Yeah,
it was like 8,460 something.
Is that our first like record
Yes,
on the BTM podcast?
that is our first ever record broken on the BTM podcast.
Not a bad record to be part of.
No.
And we were a part of that. We were one of the student. We were in the student section. So
Yeah. Another cool factoid that I think we picked out in the pregame show at least. That's the last time this rivalry game is ever going to be played in Yager Stadium. So we got to witness we got to be part of history, and then we got to witness history, I guess, too.
very cool. Very sick.
Very cool. I would say though, what Grant said, they did say it was a sellout crowd, but there was definitely open sections on the homestand side.
Oh, like the whole top row was not even.
it was empty.
There. Yeah.
But the people that were there, they were loud and rowdy, and I would say, I said on the vlog, but that was the most fun I've had at a football game in a very, very long time, if not ever, to be honest. Like, I would say that was my favorite video that we filmed.
I feel like you say that every time we make a good video, and I feel like it just keeps getting better and better. But also, one thing I was really happy to see is stereotypically every student section empties out at halftime. The entire student section basically stayed.
They were there. Well, they care. It was a rivalry game.
Yeah, and dude, it was awesome. But there was quite a few Cincinnati people in the student section, I noticed.
Well,
there
Kendra was one of them.
Yeah, and then her friend. But then I looked around. There was also some other Cincinnati wearing shirt people.
Yeah. And I'm still trying to figure out what they do. They're like, oh. You see.
Yeah, Kendra, can you come on the podcast and do that for us?
Explain it to us.
Yeah.
If we go down there, we will definitely do a segment. Might even make a reel or two about how to do the I'm sure it has a name.
You see. Yeah, and like, I'm not sure you guys noticed. Well, actually, you probably don't know because I was on recording the vlog. But I was like going back and forth, like, go Miami, go Cincinnati. And then I'd do the UC chant with Kendra, or I'd make fun of her for doing the UC chant. So like, that was always a good time. It was fun.
Like I said, that was such a fun game.
And we had friends there, man. It was just a blast. It was awesome. And people were asking about our shirts. Shout out to the guy that made the shirts for me.
Oh my goodness! Shout out to the security guard that remembered us from the hockey
yeah,
game.
we got recognized, and that was awesome.
He's been recognized before. I haven't. Personally, for me, first time ever being recognized in person. It catches you off guard, and it's very humbling.
It's cool that
it's humbling.
It shows
like it didn't raise my ego at all. It just humbled me.
Oh, raises my ego every time.
It didn't really raise mine.
It's more of just like, it's cool that our podcast is getting out there, and
Yeah.
people are seeing it, even if it's just like, I mean, we didn't see the lady at the game, but then the fact that she went and tried to find our podcast and find the video is like even cooler.
Yeah. So, shout out to you.
Of course.
If you're
Shout out
watching
to
this
you.
video,
Thank you, security guard lady.
Thank you.
From
Like
Miami, Ohio.
that made my day.
Absolutely. So, Chris, any other segments to cover?
What we got? Fans, atmosphere. We did that. Like 10 out of 10 atmosphere. Like at least our side. The student section side was awesome.
Shout out to the guy that was in front of us.
That was yeah. That was the first time we've ever sat in the student section at a college football game, and that was awesome.
Very cool.
That'll be very hard to beat.
No.
We covered the facilities, awesome facilities. Covered the stats,
Food.
and food. Weather was nice.
Weather was nice.
Well, that got hot. It was hot,
but it was good though. It wasn't like it was unbearable. It wasn't unbearable.
I'd rather have this weather than Western Michigan weather.
Yeah, yep.
That was you were miserable. You got it. You were.
I
miserable.
had to go to the bathroom to warm up 7 times.
Yeah, he wasn't even going to the bathroom. He was in there because he was.
I think I missed like the whole third quarter. I think.
Oh, you were gone. Because the two nice gentlemen that were down below us that were from Western, they were like, "Where's your friend at? Where's your friend at?"
Yep. Hiding in the
like,
bathroom.
He's
crying.
warming up.
Crying in the bathroom.
He's crying frozen tears.
Yep.
But no, other than that, anything you got?
I mean, I just think the Miami Ohio experience. If you go to that rivalry game, which now you can't because the last time they're going to be played there.
2026 is the last time they're ever playing this game.
Go
next
to
year
that
is
game.
next year's going to be a gap year. 2026 they're ending it off. They're sending off the rivalry in Paul Brown Stadium, or I guess Paycor Stadium is what it's called.
And if you
now,
want
in
to
the
see
Bengals.
us go to that game, Let us know.
Let us know. I would love to go see this rivalry again. I would say this is a true intense rivalry. Like the players even bought it, and the Cincinnati players were mocking the Miami student section after the game. They were like
crazy,
waving us by. The mascot was
They were like
into
spanking them. Like it was crazy.
This was a true and blue rivalry.
I
love it.
What a way to kick off season 2
Yeah.
with a 10 out of 10 MAC versus Big 12 experience.
Oh my goodness.
Rivalry victory
Awesome.
belt game.
Awesome.
However else you want to describe this matchup.
Final thoughts, I guess, on going to your first. I've been to a couple rivalries. This one was great. Caleb, this is your first ever Division I rivalry. What do you think, man? Like, what's it like going to a rivalry Division I football game?
It's everything I imagined it to be. It's like Disney. It's like everything. It's like it fulfilled my small childhood heart that just needed to see that, and like I'm just happy because it was a really good way to start off season 2.
Mm-hmm.
Like I don't think they could have gone any better.
No, it couldn't have. Like that was a perfect that was a perfect game day experience.
Yeah, Miami do a great job. Cincinnati, thank you for coming out and providing such a great game, a competitive game. And even though the score was
27-16,
it really didn't seem like that kind of game though until the very end. Like it was a hard fought game all the way through.
I would say when Evan Pryor broke off that massive run, then it went up by 2 touchdowns. That was it.
But still a very enjoyable game.
Awesome game.
I just wish the BTM podcast would win at home.
Yeah, me too. And I wish this rivalry wouldn't die. I would love to see this rivalry be played at Nippert Stadium, home of the Cincinnati Bearcats. I would love to see that. But now we can't because they're killing it off. Another rivalry game. I guess cold seat hot take. NIL and money is ruining college football because that is why this rivalry is dead. It is dead.
What's kind of the victory bell? So whoever wins that 2026 game keeps the victory bell forever?
They keep it forever.
That's just stupid.
Yeah, it is. It is. That's what happens with trophies, though. When they get new trophies or they kill off rivalries, whoever wins the most recent match keeps the trophy forever.
Well, okay. Well, I feel like they should cut it in half or something.
They really could with that trophy, though, because you just see how they have a Miami side and a Cincinnati side for like each win they get, they tally it on that side.
Yeah, cut the bell and have to like mark when they won those games if they're done doing it. Yeah.
But so I guess in my opinion, whoever wins that game in 2 years wins the rivalry forever and ever and ever.
Yeah. 10 out of 10 experience on Miami.
Awesome.
Thank you so much. We have no complaints. Chris, give us some closing thoughts and close us out.
Yeah, let us know. Let us know in the comments what rivalry you guys want to see because we loved it. He loved it. I loved it. We love college football rivalries. Nothing like it. Never will be anything like it. Stay tuned though. 12 hours from now, when this is posting, we're gonna be in Shrine. We'll be updating you guys with reels and stories. Of course, if the internet allows. Like there was no internet in Miami Stadium, so
womp womp.
Who knows? We'll see. I'll try my best. It's gonna be me because he's gonna be playing. He's gonna be locked in.
Yes, sir.
Then next Saturday, September 28th, we'll be coming from Bowling Green, Ohio. We're going to the homecoming game. They're gonna be playing Old Dominion. Down from Norfolk, Virginia. It's going to be a good game. Going to be wild atmosphere. He's never been to a homecoming game. Those games, they get pretty packed. Like when Marshall came from the Sun Belt 2 years ago, 23,000 boards came out to watch the game. So it'll be another crazy video. Should be at least.
Can't wait.
But other than that, got really nothing to add. So whenever and wherever you're watching this, have a great morning, noon, afternoon, and night. God bless you guys. Stay smart, stay safe, and take care.
Please go check out the socials at bench_2_Mike. Check me out Steve25cent. Check him out C.Cortez50. We're trying to collab more to get the reels out there, and it's doing a great job. So please go check out the Instagrams because they are growing like crazy. And
thank you guys for watching our content like that.
Absolutely.
How our reels have done this past week has just been astonishing. Like I've texted him probably three or four times today on just how surprised I am and how well they're doing.
And we're gonna keep the reels pumping out because we have game day content every week and podcasts coming every week.
Yeah, turn those noties on. Turn the notifications on.
Turn the noties on and like and subscribe if you haven't already. I appreciate y'all boys watching. We'll catch y'all in the next one. Peace.